Hi Libra, welcome to your reading. It is February. We are officially in Aquarius season. Sun is at 1 degree of Aquarius, fellow air sign, 5th house energy for you. As much as I would like to say this is all about romance, 5th house is very much about dating and relationships, and not like meaningful, deep relationships, but like the fun part of relationships. And yet I feel like this is more about creation, right? 5th house is also about creation. So I feel like you're leaning more toward that side of the scale. So Queen of Cups is your vibe. Now, she came out for your partner sign, Aries, right? Your opposite sign. And yet it has a completely opposite message, which makes sense. Aries versus Libra makes total sense that you're coming out differently, but also the same. Her eyes are closed. She has a serene feeling. She has a little bit of a smile on her face. She's sitting in a very neutral position. She is in her own world. And Libra, I know that the past few years, it wasn't just 2019, although maybe 2019 it was a little excessive with this, what I'm calling false starts. There were a lot of things that you thought could have been the real deal. It could have been like the one. It could have been the best thing that ever happened. It could have been the best business idea. It could have been all these things. And yet somehow the enthusiasm or the excitement just sort of went away. And you're in this place of really waiting for the thing. And I'm not going to say waiting like you're like not doing anything. You're not sitting around watching Netflix all day waiting for things to happen, but you're also not really going to get excited about the things that you're really excited about unless it's been proven to you that you can sustain excitement for an extended period of time. Enough to get you across the bridge or the first or second set of hurdles, you know, because I just feel you're stepping into a level of wisdom with the Hermit energy in your environment. You're stepping into this wisdom of like, okay, now I think I have a better idea of when to get excited and when not to be excited. When do I feel like I can charge forward full force versus when I should just like make sure I really feel this way about stuff. This is the nature of Neptune in the 6th. And, you know, we've got Mars going through the 3rd right now, which is a very excitable placement in Sagittarius. It's very hyper, it's very excited, it's very much wanting to expand. And you are tapping into the energy of like, okay, this is an expansive energy, but what am I gonna do with it? You know, like, am I just going to expand for the sake of expanding, or am I going to expand with a purpose? And if it's going to be with a purpose, I just want to make sure I don't waste resources, I don't waste my attention, I don't waste time. So let me just really think about it. The first card that comes out in the 9-card block is the 2 of Swords, which tells me that there are likely things to try to trigger your attention going on around. There's like shiny objects around, and you just seem to be like, again, eyes closed. It's just noise. And that's all it is. It's just noise. It's going to be hard for things to make their way into your heart, which tells me that the things that do make their way into your heart are going to be phenomenal options for you. They're going to be the right relationships, you know, they're going to be the right steps, the right business moves, the right initiatives to begin and to put resources toward. I'm wondering if this kind of hiatus or hesitation energy is really annoying to other people. I think people are getting real frustrated with, like, they perceive it as Libra, just make up your mind. That's the whole Libra stereotype that I don't really have that. I have a Libra ascendant, but I don't have this indecisiveness going on. And I know that some Libras do. Like, it can be really hard to make a decision, or you make a decision and then you backtrack. So that could be the perceived behavior. But I don't think that's what's really going on a deeper level, because she's not participating in this whole, like, I don't know, she's not uncomfortable. It's just a matter of finding the right thing that you feel is worth sinking your teeth into, because we know as a cardinal energy that when a cardinal sign sinks its teeth into something, it is full on, you know, and it's anybody's guess as to how far they're going to take it, how far you, Libra, are going to take it. So we know how powerful you are. That's never been the question. That's not the issue here. The issue is, what is it going to be? Now, this is a season that I feel is quite solemn. Now, you could still be going out and having fun and doing your social activities like normal and connecting with people like normal, but your inner world is just replete with electricity right now. So when it comes to socializing, when it comes to fun, when it comes to connecting with people, I don't know that you're going to get so much pleasure out of that this month, and it might be a little bit draining, right? Jupiter in Capricorn all year in your 4th house, Mars in Sagittarius, but he'll be making his way into Capricorn later on in February. I forget the date on that. I think it's like the 16th, same day as the Mercury retrograde begins. So there's going to be all this, you know, kind of turnover energy, and I know you can feel it. I know you can feel like something is coming. Like 2020 is going to be full of, it's not going to be a whole bunch of little waves. It's going to be just one big wave. And so you're kind of waiting for that opportune moment to catch the wave so you can ride it. And you don't want to distract yourself. So whatever you have going on with the mundane, regular part of life in terms of your job and your kids and your friends and your social stuff, that's all just going to be the same. But I just simply don't see you going into something to the extreme right now. And it's going to be real hard to get a Libra on board with your idea. For all you cross watchers out there, it's going to be hard for you to get them on board with like something major that's for you. All right. The next energy I get is the High Priestess. She's coming out underneath the Two of Swords, which tells me that the reason for this hesitation is coming from a knowing place. It's definitely coming from a place of wisdom, guys. This is the surface, annoying, irritable, like, oh my God, Libra, just make up your mind. Like, can we just do something? And you may be berating yourself a little bit, Libra, as Virgo in the 12th. Like, please go easy on yourself. It's really not a big deal and it's temporary. So go easy on yourself with the not knowing part, because the reason you don't know is because what you actually know is that all the stuff that's in front of you right now just isn't the right thing. And it just might not be the right decision. Now, I'm not saying that if you have a job opportunity or you have an opportunity to move to a new location and you're, you know, getting a little bit of, you know, worry, I'm not saying that that's a bad decision. I'm just saying that it might not be the big decision this year. It might not be the big move that you actually think. You might think it's a big move right now, but it really might not be. I think Libra gets like 1 or 2 major shifts in their life this year. I do. And that is the foundation, setting the tone for the whole decade. So you want to make sure you play it right. You know, you want to make sure you have that really good hand before you go all in. And again, eyes closed. This is a card of Cancer, you guys, which is your 10th house. Cancer rules your 10th house. This is a card, again, there's a moon symbol here, which is the ruler of Cancerian energy. So I suspect this is more leaning toward career. It's more leaning toward how you contribute in the world and your meaning. You know, as we finish out the North Node in Cancer, I think we all thought that North Node in Cancer was going to pull us in one direction. But I think for many of us, because of the heavy Capricorn with the South Node, we all felt like it was so hard to really let go. But once that North Node goes into Gemini, which is your 9th house, by the way, there is going to be so much room for like, oh my God, yes, thank goodness, let's get this expansion going once and for all. So this knowing, this moon, intuitive, subconscious place, it's undeniable and it's unavoidable. All right. So it's really okay. because I love this. I seriously, like, I pulled out these cards and I just got so excited. Because there's going to come a time, there's going to come a moment when people will understand why you're doing what you're doing right now, where you will understand why you're doing right now. But for right now, you're simply doing what you know is right for you. And I think you take great pride in that, because maybe it's the first time ever. Maybe it's the first time in a long time. Maybe it's the first time that you actually really are like, I'm living my life for myself. I'm making decisions for myself and for my family, and I'm doing it without any caring what anybody thinks. And I suspect there's so much freedom that Libra has found. And because of that freedom, this expansion is possible. You have learned, so I remember 2018, like, it's almost like 2019 didn't even happen. It was all this big blur, but 2018 I remember so clearly. I remember doing readings and there were so many aces that came out for Libra. Aces, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords, whatever the four suits are, over and over and over and over. And I think Libra was just like, yeah, I could, but I could, and I could maybe try it, and I could maybe put resources, and maybe you tried a few things. And again, there were just so many false starts. But this is not the year for that. The things that come in this year are going to be heavy-handed, and they're going to be real, and they're going to be legitimate, and they are going to put you, this is the card of Libra. So you're getting the Libra Cancer energies right now, which is your ascendant and your 10th house. Or you might not be a Libra ascendant. You may have your sun in Libra. That's fine. I'm just using it, as the public profile for Libra. So you have your first house, your 10th house, Libra, Cancer. This is so much about how you show up in the world. This is about you for you, your identity, your definition of self, your mark in the world. So this is going, can I, hold on. Yeah, okay, make sure I do this right. And you're going to be put up on that Libra throne, and you're going to be put into a position where you feel more empowered than you probably ever have. And you're going to have the ability to exercise compassion, and a part of compassion is detachment. To be compassionate about people and people's causes and people's desires and people's paths without getting too involved, without getting swayed. This is a time right now, Aquarius season is so much about calibration. I actually like Aquarius season a lot for me personally because of the Saturn-Uranus rulership. I mean, Saturn and Uranus are like complete opposites. Right? We know in Western astrology, we always say Uranus rules Aquarius, but traditionally, and even to this day, the Vedic astrologers use Saturn as a rulership for Aquarius. So we have both, and we have to always consider both. And it's one of the dual rulership signs, similar to Pisces, which is Jupiter and Neptune, and Scorpio, which is Mars and Pluto. But this is Uranus, Saturn, so completely opposite. And you respond well to energies that have these kinds of opposites because you're the scales. This is your vibe. This is your whole like feel-good place. So Aquarius season is an opportunity for you to really sit in your power and to feel dualistic emotions and to feel, again, tons and tons of feeling your way through this month in a good way. Like in Aries reading, I was like, now's not a good time to be really feeling through stuff. But for you, it is, right? The opposite makes sense. It's a good time for you to be feeling your way through this and to be really listening to the gut instinct. And a lot of you are going to be like, oh my God, Jane, I have no idea what my gut instinct is even saying. What it's saying is now is not the time. What it's saying is just keep it the same for right now, because eventually there is going to be something that puts you up in this place where people are going to see you. They're going to respect you. They're going to honor you. They're going to acknowledge you. They're going to put you up on stage. They're going to do whatever they want to do or need to do. And you're going to finally feel like your hens are coming home to roost. And it's not even about the accomplishment or the reward. It's about the knowing that you're doing what you kind of came here to do. So there's a lot, and this is not just a February reading. I think what's important to pay attention to in February is just the tone of the energy. It's not about the big changes right now. It's about the tone and making sure you set the right precedents. You know, I've been listening a lot to the impeachment trial that's going on in the Senate, and I hear over and over, like, this is about precedents. This is about setting the precedent. And we have to be so conscious of the precedents that we set right now. That's such a good word to use, because as we move forward, and we move forward swiftly into these sort of big bang opportunity. Look, another ace. Like, why am I not even surprised? You're full of these. The thing with Libra that no one really gives you credit for is that you can really snap your fingers and a new ace can come in, a new opportunity can come in. You want a love relationship, you can just kind of go to a bar and create a couple of, you know, kind of have a few collisions with people, and boom, there could be a spark, and it could be more easy than you really think it is, or than it could be for other people. That's the Venus rulership there. I mean, she's not just about love. She's not just about beauty. She is about possession. She's about self-respect, self-worth, confidence. And when you tap into that Venus part of you, which is like so incredible, you attract, you really like reel it in, you know, and you do. See, you're moving into a more peaceful place. And I think every time this card came out in 2019, it was referring to where you're headed now. And that these results are a lot more tangible. They're a lot more around the corner than you ever realized. The Ace of Wands can be however you want it to be. It can be the new career. I think that's a big thing for Libra right now. Most of my Libra private readings are all about like work. Neptune in the 6th. North Node in the 10th. Like, okay, we get it. It's about work. It's about your career and what you want to contribute. But for many of you too, it's about love. A lot of people are here for love, so let's throw it in. 5th house, Aquarius season, romance, sex, passion, Leo, house of Leo, right? Wonderful. So the question is, you know, what do you ultimately want? Don't be afraid to think big. Now, I kind of have been excited to get to this very last card because it's the Devil reversed as the signifier that all of those things that have acted as a burden, those connections that you haven't been able to let go of, the belief in someone that they could live into a certain potential and yet they didn't, and somehow Libra got the brunt of that, the career mishaps, the missteps, the assumptions, all those things have so little importance now. That was the beautiful thing about Saturn with Pluto, is that everything that you thought, everything that you constructed in your mind won't have a place anymore. And you're now operating from a sense of rawness. We all are. We're all feeling very raw. Our world's kind of, you know, I'm not saying you had all this upheaval and all this destruction in your life, but the way you saw things was turned over upside down. The way you see things, the way you see people, the way you see life. And this is one of the major reasons why we as a soul group, all 8 billion of us, were here at this time, was to bring humanity into this new kind of era. You know, whereas 250 years ago, you know, like for American history, it was the time to bring America into an existence. I'm just going to use American history because it's easy, and most people on my channel who are watching from here, like 75% are Americans. So, you know, that's where we're at. We're here to bring in this new age, this beautiful new age of Aquarius, which is exciting. So I know it's a high-level reading, and as much as I would like to have readings where there's particulars coming out and details and things, I think ultimately these kinds of readings are a lot more helpful. Let's go ahead and put the camera down. We will pull out the oracle cards, we'll pull out the clarifiers for the comprehensive, and we'll go from there. See you in a sec. All right, Libra, here's how all the cards are laid out. I wanted to say one more thing, because as I was kind of switching my cameras here, I just was feeling more things, and one more thing came out, and it was Libra is very accepting right now of like what they don't know. And there's this kind of turnover from thinking you know so much to thinking you know so little. And it's so humbling. And that humility puts you, again, in a state of more power. You're more able to listen. You're more able to hear people out. You're more able to see through people than you ever really have been before, because you're really not trying to put anybody in a box because of how many things and how many layers were peeled away in 2019 for yourself. So it makes you realize how many layers other people have, how many layers other things have. And when you look at things as having many, many layers, you stop trying to make things fit. Oh, we got two. Okay. Oh my gosh. Can we just stop for 1 second? I seriously love cards so much. I can't even tell you. Full moon in Aries, which is again your opposite. And remember, this card came out for the Aries sign as well. Some of you might want to watch the Aries reading, even if you don't have any Aries in your chart, because there might be things that you might need there, because that seems to be coming out a little bit. And then a new romantic cycle begins in Libra. So we have your sign represented, your opposite in new moon, full moon fashion, which is what would happen if the moon transits your sign, right? And then we have this beautiful Ace of Wands, which is wands are fire, and we have a fire sign Aries coming out. So I don't know what you've got on the horizon, and I don't think you know what you've got on the horizon, but seriously, this is going to be, I mean, it's a lot of good reason to be very excited about your life right now, to be very excited about the work you've done and where you are. Even if you feel like no progress is really happening and you don't feel like you want to dive into stuff and you don't even know what's worth it right now, totally fine. Be accepting of that. That is your wisdom right there, because this is actually the best part of the reading right here. New moon in Libra, full moon in Aries, new cycles, and a fiery climax, which means things are going to be exciting, things are going to expand quickly, and you are going to be really enjoying life. I love Aries energy so much. As, again, a Libra ascendant, I have tons of Aries friends, and they kind of bring out a really beautiful place in me, and I would suspect that would be something similar for you guys as well. Let's go ahead and, because it's the Venus-Mars thing, that's really what it is, right? You're the Venus, they're the Mars, and that's a perfect match, masculine, feminine. Okay, obstacles and challenges. Okay, maybe there's a little bit of, again, it's pushback. It's the people that don't understand where you're at right now. They don't understand why your eyes are closed. They're going to look at you and be like, why aren't, you know, like, open your eyes, pay attention. You're like, no. You don't understand. I need to keep my eyes closed right now. I need to not be distracted by the shiny objects. I need to keep it contained. Not because you're repressing things or because you're holding yourself back, but because you need to listen. And because you need to not live life according to anybody else's rules. And because you need to feel what's right for you. in the purest way. It's not about money. It's not about security. It's not about safety. It's not about anything. It's about exposure, really. So let's go ahead and pull the clarifiers. For those of you who want to continue with the comprehensive, you'll be able to see the cards here. The link will be in the description box. There will be, we usually talk for another 20 to 25 minutes about the cards I pull out here. So let's see, for the Queen of Cups. That's the people around you. Mercury retrograde can bring that out, you know. Venus and Neptune can definitely bring it out, especially in the workplace. Oh, and there's the card of Aries. Can we just, like, with all the cardinal energy, even this is a card of Capricorn, which is cardinal. And here's your 12th house being ripped. I mean, your chart is like all over in this reading. This is crazy. 9 of Wands again. Beautiful. 2 of Swords. See, you're not even really giving credence to all your own thoughts. It's not about your thoughts. Oh, amazing. 9 of Wands. There's the people. See, these clarifiers are kind of cool because they kind of take the story to a 90-degree angle, right? They kind of go around the corner and you have a whole new view and new standpoint on what's happening and what's really going on. One more for that. Okay. See, not even the Chariot is moving. Not even that Chariot is moving. Beautiful. What was this card? 3 of Cups reversed. I think people are stop it. I think people are perceiving Libra as being in la la land. But you know better. You have to be able to not listen to people right now. This has nothing to do with being in la la land, all right? It has nothing to do with you don't know what's going on, and nothing to do with you don't know what's going on in your heart and in your life. You have to be strong. And you may have to disappoint people. Whoa, that's a lot, but I don't know. Maybe we should take them? Let's see. I was gonna keep clarifying here. That's definitely a lot of cards. Let's just take them. We'll talk about them. Since I saw all of them. All right, Queen of Swords. Maybe too many here. That might get a little out of control, so I might not talk too much about it, but we'll see. We'll see what comes out. Another 2 of Swords, but it's upright this time. I'm not going to pull it anymore. We'll do the Ace of Wands now. That's fine. I have this feeling there's someone you want to bring with you. There's someone you want to be by your side. Maybe another air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, another Libra perhaps. That's interesting. Okay, makes sense. And then we have the Star, which is the card of Aquarius, coming out on the bottom of the deck. So this is where we will pick up in the comprehensive. If you want to continue watching, again, that link will be down in the description box. Thank you guys so much for everything. Have an excellent Aquarius season, and I will see you soon in Pisces. Thanks so much. Take care.